Well, I've always looked at outside advisors as being critically important, but as you know, I'm very targeted and very purposeful when I go down a journey of when I'm bringing in outside advisors. I think it's important to have somebody come in and help you understand what's going on with others. It's vitally important to learn from others. Help you understand what's involved, especially in the change management side, those external eyes. Help you organize your thought processes and your thinking and your degrees of freedom. It's just helpful to get outside of the cocoon a bit to have the right people. Now, having said that, I think what's critically important is you have to have the right people. You have to have the right people that have the knowledge, have the industry expertise, can understand best practices from outside, and also understand who you are and what you're trying to do. You know, we're a little bit of a consulting firm ourselves. We've got this high-end consulting business that we do. Granted, it's the cherry on top of the cake in the core D&B business, but it's an extremely important part of who we are, and we have to do the things that an external advisor would do. And by the way, successful companies that deal with us, we meet all of those criteria. They want an outside voice. They want somebody to understand best practices. They want somebody that understands their business challenges, and then they use us in specific ways to hit key objectives.
So then talk a little bit more specifically about Profit and your experience with Profit. You've worked with us
a long time
over the course of work back at General Motors to Nationwide to Dun Bradstreet. So how does Profit fit in the mix in your mind, and what are they good at doing? What are we good at doing?
Well, you guys are good at doing a lot, and obviously I think very highly of you, and my relationship with you is probably the best relationship I've ever had with an external advisor and an external partner. I always look at Profit as bringing two things to the table that are very unique. You understand this issue of the importance of brands and customer centricity and putting the customer at the center. You just don't say it. You actually understand it, and you understand how all the parts have to connect together to really deliver on that promise. Many external advisors will come in and talk about those things, but it's one thing to talk about it. It's another thing to understand how all the piece parts have to fit together to really deliver on that. The second thing that you guys bring that is pretty unique is you bring this balanced outside perspective. And that balanced outside perspective isn't just coming in with a certain way or a certain template. It's about investing the time, understanding the vertical, understanding the business issues, and bringing that together. Obviously, you're renowned, and you should be renowned for your understanding of brand strategy and approaches to marketing. But I look at Profit a little differently than some others. I see you guys more as business solution providers, more so than just helping me with a brand or marketing or set of advertising.
And why is that? Is it just because of the customer centricity, or what gives us more license, do you think, to play in this growth space?
I just think time has moved in your favor.
Okay.
I think the world has moved in your direction where customer centricity has to be the focal point and understanding how pieces fit together. And I just think you guys have embraced it. You've embraced it as long as I've known you. You've embraced it in a way that I think is very unique. And that to me is where the strength is. I would also say that brand strategy has increasingly morphed beyond tell me what's in my brand messaging, tell me what's in my brand house, tell me what my tagline is, tell me what my communication medium will be, or whatever related issue. Brand strategy is increasingly around my customer care. It's about my product development. It's about what I'm doing in terms of my Salesforce interactions. So I think the world has shifted in Profit's direction, interestingly, versus 20 years ago when you and I used to have these discussions.
Sure.
The world has moved so far, and I think that just plays to your strength.
Yeah. How about one final comment on a little bit on the people side of Profit? I think you've always enjoyed some good relationships with other folks other than myself. You could even throw a little shout out to your good friend here in New York if you'd like, whatever you'd like.
Well, my shout out to Shiaki is obviously always there. She's the best person that we've dealt with in terms of a day-to-day project manager and scope. The Profit team members are just wonderful. They're collaborative, they're thoughtful, and to be honest, in your case, you know more about this space than anybody I work with, and I have more respect for you than anybody, because when you talk about somebody that understands brands and understands the concept and the reality of brands, I always go to you.